Hello people, now that we are able to make orders, our admins should be able to change the status and see the orders that our users have made. Let's go here to admin. Here we have orders. We have an index to get all orders. We have the delete, so we can delete the order. Let's go to the view. Here we have the order status. We have this. Let's change it to details. Let's change it to details. Okay. Go here. You can copy this index and let's say details. Order repository. Here we'll get the ID of my order and we'll have a get to get my user order. We can add this view. Let's add it empty. Let's say details. And here we can copy from the card. Right, go here in the details. It will be basically the same view. We can put it in a partial view if you want. I want to do that right now. Instead of this finish ordering, let's go here in the dishes. You can go here, copy this anchor tag for order now. So we're gonna display a model, and in the model we are gonna be able to set the status of the order. Go here, put this anchor tag instead of model. Let's say status model. Let's say change status. Copy this model. Let's say change status of order model. ID does not be auth model. This will be our status model. And here you can say what status do you want to set to this order. Let's put now a div with a class btn group. Let's put an anchor tag here with the asp action. Let's say set status asp action. Asp controller will be our orders controller. The asp area will be admin. What are the status that we've set for our order? Let's see, entities, order status. We have all this status and we can create a button for each status. But what about if I add new status for our orders? This is kind of common to occur while programming. So let's create an HTML helper extension for the creation of the status button. But first, let's say this will be a deflex, a flex wrap, and a gap of 1. Okay, let's create this HTML helper now. HTML helper extension. Create a new functions area here. Create a private method, an HTML string. You can import from the namespace here from Microsoft ASP.NET Core HTML. Let's call it status button. First, the first argument will be the text. The second argument will be our enum .NET restaurant, core, enums, order status, status. Actually, let's import it. The third parameter will be our order ID, and the last parameter will be our current status. Let's create a property for is current status is equal current status. If it is the current. Let's create a button class is current. If it is current, we'll say it's a btn secondary. If it's not current, will be a btn primary. Var disabled is current. If it is current, it will be disabled. If it's not, it will be just an empty string. Let's return a new HTML string here. This will be an anchor tag. This will be kind of difficult to build, but let's build it. The ASP action will be set status. The ASP controller, be careful with the IntelliSense here, will be orders. We have no IntelliSense here. The ASP area will be admin. ASP route ID will be our order ID. Let's put it in quotes. The ASP route status will be our status converted to int, and the class will be btn. Put it in normal in single quotes here. Will be btn. The button class here, btn small, and a padding here. Let's put the disabled attribute here. If it is disabled, let's say is disabled, and here let's put the text, and this is enough to create our HTML helper extension. So let's use it. Let's say status button. The text is gonna be pending. Let's say the order status is pending. The model ID and the model order status. Let's do it with the other status. Instead of pending, let's say processing, delivered, and canceled. Let's change it. And see if everything is working as we expect. But first, let's create a new action for change status. Change status. Let's say this will be we'll receive the ID of the order and the integer for order status. Okay. Let's get our order from database. Let's change the status of the order. Enum parse to parse the order status. The order status here. Here we're gonna parse the int of order status to order status of the order. Let's update the order. Await for that operation and return the redirect to action. Name of details. And the road value will be the ID of my current order. For some reason, this tag helper is not being converted to an href here when I use this HTML string here. Let's put a normal href here. Let's say this will redirect to admin, orders, set status. Let's say the ID is equals to order ID and status is equals to status. Here we have the ID and status is equals status. Alright, let's delete it and see if everything is working as expected. Let's convert it to int before we send it to the back end. Okay, go to the admin, go to orders list. Let's see this canceled one here, change status, inspect. Here we have the status of 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's click here. Now we want to discancel to set the status of this order instead of canceled to processing. Click here, we'll have the status of 1, we'll get the order, we'll parse. Now we are processing this order, we are updating, and now we redirect the user to details again. And here we have the status of processing. Let's add this here as well. Order status of model order status to string, just to display to the user. And that's it for this lecture. Now the admin is able to change the status of the order and notify the user, the client, like, oh, your order now is shipping, your order now is delivered, and this kind of thing. So in the next lecture, let's implement the filters for our dishes. So see you again.